Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be giving you a full review of the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette. This was sent over to me complimentary through Influencer, and I have some thoughts. I would love to share my experience with you. There's 2 looks in this video that I tested it out, as well as swatches, price points, all the information you might want before you decide if you want to purchase the product or not. So without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get too far into the video, please click that subscribe button and that thumbs up button. It really helps me out a lot. If you're new to my channel, welcome, hello, hi. My name is Caitlin and I hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, so I'm going to start with some information from Ulta's website, just so we know the deets. What is up with this product? Why is it unlike other eyeshadow palettes? Why should we give a crap, in other words? So here's the details from Ulta's website. We have 8 buildable prismatic shimmers and 4 high pigment mattes, all infused with genuine tourmaline for good energy and ultimate staying power. I don't know how you test whether it gives you good energy or not. I feel like that's a little gimmicky, but okay, we'll keep going. Ultra blendable, gemstone-inspired marbleized eyeshadows feature a hybrid powder cream vegan formula. Maximum shimmer and glitter minus the fallout, plus 4 mattes to create a full look. So I'll tell you, I'm filming this part after I already did my 2 looks. Depending on how you use it, there might be fallout, but I'll get more into that later. This says use your fingers to apply the marbleized shades to build up more color payoff, or try the included eyeshadow brush for a sheer glittery wash of color to top off any look. I did use the brush one of the 2 days. It was fine. It was nice. It's not anything special that I think you need to use these. It is a vegan and cruelty-free double-ended brush. So it's nice that it's vegan and cruelty-free for sure. Okay, this comes with 12 shades that are both 0.85 grams each, which is also 0.03 ounces each. So if you want to figure out the math there, this product is, ready for it, $54. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, I would not buy this for $54, but before you click off, that's not because I don't think it's good, okay? I wouldn't buy it for $54 because there's few things I would buy for $54, period, okay? So I'm very grateful that this was sent to me to try. I really do enjoy it. But if you do $54 divided by, there's 12 shades in here, you're talking about $4.50 per shade. And I understand part of that is the Urban Decay brand name, if you will, that you're paying for. It does come with a brush, so maybe you want to include that into consideration. I wonder how much it costs extra to put tourmaline or whatever this special ingredient is that they're saying, you know, sets it apart as this stoned themed palette, because I'm wondering, like, how much is that really doing? The formula is interesting, but I don't know if that has to do with that ingredient or not, but I wonder how much it costs to add that ingredient, and if they could have just left it out, had the same quality without the gimmicky whatever, saying this is why it's special because it's this one ingredient that may or may not actually make a difference in how it applies and wears anyway, and had it at a lesser cost. I don't know, I'm not a chemist. I'm food for thought. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you some swatches here with names and descriptions. All right, so the first shade here is closest to my wrist. You really hardly can see it because it is kind of like a bone color here. It's almost the tone of my natural skin. That shade is called Good Karma, and they describe it as an ivory matte with a sheen. The next color I have here is Hexed, and that is described as a red-brown matte. After that, here we have, you can hardly see it there, it's pretty sheer, but it's called Antidote, and it is a peach matte. I would say that's pretty accurate. It's pretty peachy. I have kind of a pink undertone, so I apologize if it's not showing up well on me. And then the last shade that we have down here is called Third Eye, and it is a deep eggplant matte with a sheen. So those are the 4 mattes in this palette. All right, now here are the swatches of the rest of the palette here. So I'm going to start closest to my wrist again with this color here called Jade. It's described as a green metallic micro glitter. Next here, That one is Opal's Aura. That is an iridescent shimmer. The next kind of orange looking one here is called Tiger's Eye. It's a copper metallic micro glitter with a pink shift. I'm going to be honest, I don't really see the pink shift too much in that one. It's a little bit. It is a little bit there. Sorry for my shakiness of my arm. I'm learning to do swatches, guys. The next one's called Vibes. It's a rose metallic micro glitter. So gorgeous. And then after that, we have Bloodstone, a deep green with a red metallic shift. You can definitely see on camera the red in this one. In person, the look that I did second, you'll see it is more green on the eye than it looks here as a swatch, I really feel personally. The next one is Oho. It is a royal blue metallic micro glitter. I was really impressed with the color payoff in this particular shade here. Next we have Raw Energy, which they're not kidding, it's a sheer violet sparkle. I wish it were a really bold metallic sparkle. Like, that's the one thing I wish were in this palette, were the depth and intensity of this blue shade in this violet, because it just doesn't build up very well. I had to go over it 3-4 times to build it up to this opacity of a swatch. It is sheer, but however, you know, they do advertise it as sheer, so they're not lying or anything. They say it's supposed to be sheer. And then the final shade down here at the end is Meditate, and that is a bronze metallic micro glitter. So those are all of the glitters that are that special like cream powder formula they're talking about. Alright, so I'm using the brush they sent and gave me in here in this palette. I'm going to start with Good Karma just to set the primer, eyeshadow primer, and I'm going in with the fluffier side here. It's a really soft brush. I don't know if I'll use just this one brush for the whole thing. We'll see. The box also instructed that... Was it the box? Was it the website? Yeah, the box says, this creamy, buildable formula is best when touched and swiped. For a more intense color payoff, use your fingers with the marbleized shimmer shades. Use the flat end of the double-ended brush with the matte shades to build depth, or diffuse and blend with the fluffy end. So it is nice, I think, that they give you instructions on, hey, here's how we tested them, here's how we think they're intended to best be used. So I'm doing kind of a natural look for this first look because I am going to renew my driver's license and I'm getting my picture taken. Although I'm pretty sure in Ohio they're in black and white now, so it probably doesn't matter, but you know. I'm going to do a little of this matte shade Antidote over here just in my crease. Okay, then I think I'm going to do a little bit of Hex just on the outer corner for a little depth. I'm going to switch over to the other flat side there for this. Buff it in and blend it out a little bit. So it's nice and seamless with that transition shade we laid down. Then I think I'm going to go in with Vibes. That's this more lighter purple marbleized color. I'm going to do what they said and put it on my finger. Ooh, it kind of looks like silvery to me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But it's pretty. I think I want a little bit more of a purple vibe, so I'm going to go for Raw Energy down here. I know on camera this one might look a little purple, but it's more like pinky Meditate. It's definitely not like a solid color, so I wonder if I should have taken that base on the entire lid a little bit more. I mean, I know I did Good Karma everywhere, but like a colored base? I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's definitely like neutral. It's enough neutral that it's still wearable. I don't know. Is it boring? Is it not glam enough? My second look, keep watching because I'm going to do more of a like out there glam look, like go big with it. I'm going to do a little bit more of Hex before I finish up here just so that doesn't get lost with our depth on the outer V here. And fluff it into the transition one more time. Alright, so this turned out slightly more glam than I expected. I still think it's okay. It's everyday wearable. A few things. I added a purple waterline here. I still didn't feel like the purple was pulling very much from the glitter, so I added a purple waterline to try to attract that color out of the shimmer. But honestly, it still just looks kind of like pinky silvery, so I don't know. It's okay. I don't think it looks bad. The other thing is there is quite a bit on both sides glitter fallout under my eye. So I did use a primer to try to stick it. Although I did set the primer also, so it wasn't as tacky sticky as it might have been without. But I don't really mind too much that there's glitter fallout under here, but I mention it because some of you might mind. So if you do mind, that doesn't necessarily mean you won't like this palette. You'll just probably want to do your eyes first before your complexion. I had my complexion done first. That way you can wipe away any fallout and then go in with your complexion. I think this could definitely be super elevated if you did a false lash, but I just did mascara. So keep watching for look number 2. Alright, so day 2 here, I have my brows and my eyeshadow primer on. I didn't do my foundation yet because just like we talked about with my first look there, you know, there's a lot of glitter fallout, so I'm going to see how easy it is to kind of wipe that away. So I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday and start with Good Karma just to set all over the lid. I wore my shadow yesterday from about 9 in the morning, I would say, is when I filmed. Maybe slightly before. I think I left my house at 9. And then I did not take it off until I went to bed, which was like 11:30, so it was a long day of wear. There was a little creasing of the shadow, but with that many hours, I'm not going to say it was the shadow's fault. The primer just, I mean, it's makeup. All makeup is only going to last for so long, so I'm not going to blame the makeup for that, but did want to let you guys know that, you know, it happens. Even with primer. So there's Good Karma. I'm really excited today to test out these kind of green shades. I didn't get to dip into that section yet. So I don't know. Here's a weird thing. So you only get 4 transition shades, right? Like you get these 2 and then these 2. At least to me, because I'm not going to do like in my crease probably a shimmery shade, especially since they say use it with your fingers. So it's hard for me that it's like I want something in my crease, but I feel like nothing here works that great. So that I would say is a drawback to the palette. So I'm going to cheat a little bit just to let you know to help us out with that problem. I'm going to go in with the Moonspell Lunar Beauty palette. I love this palette. It's probably one of my favorite palettes of all time. Being genuine, it's just really amazing. What is my hair doing, you guys? It's still slightly damp and it's not wanting to sit right. Sorry if it's been wild for a second there. Look, it's just like being weird on my ear. Okay, sidetrack, sorry. So I'm going to go in with this palette because there is a little bit of some green shades down here. This is looking more yellow on camera, but it is a green shade, Bonnie there. And then next to it, Marnie. Those are kind of deeper shades. So instead of just going in with the shimmers, which, because they're just a little sheer, they're not like full coverage, which you guys probably notice like on the swatches, unless you really like build them up. I'm going to use these underneath, but I am also going to try wetting my brush to see if that helps, because I didn't wet my brush or have like primer or anything on my arm when I did the swatches. So I'm going to go a little Bonnie on the inner portion of the eye in the crease. And then I'm going to do Marnie just on the outer thirds. And then I'm going to put like the lighter green shimmer and the darker green shimmer from the Urban Decay palette over top of these and see if giving it that base with the actual color underneath helps in any way, shape, or form. And I even yesterday when I did that look, you guys, I asked Wes what color he thought those glitters were, because I don't know, that one just looked more purple than I thought. And even with layering the second shadow to try to give it that more purple effect and putting purple in my waterline, he still thought that the glitter on my lids just plain looked silver. He didn't really see any purple to my upper lid at all. So I don't know what to say about that. I'm just giving it to you for your information. All right, I'm not going to build it up too much more than that just because I am layering over top of it with the glitters, but here is the light green and the dark green from that Lunar Beauty palette. Again, that's shades Bonnie and Marnie. Now we're going to go in the Stoned palette, and I'm going to go and do the, I think the outer corner first here, and that's Bloodstone down here. Wow, it's really not picking up as green on camera, is it? Lighting is such a weird, fickle thing, you guys. So I'm going to put Bloodstone out here where I put Marnie. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, it kind of has like a brownish undertone maybe too in this color. And it says your fingers work best, but I find it's all just sticking to my finger. It's not really coming off on my eyelid that easily. I don't know what the deal is with that. I'm going to take a flat brush. This is an M166. We're going to wet it. Experiment time. Let's see what happens here. So I'm really going to make it nice and saturated here on the brush. And I'm going to go in Bloodstone again on the brush instead of my finger this time, just to see if that does anything for us. See, and I feel like that's better. But yet they suggest your finger. It's really bringing out, I think, the brown base a lot more on here. You can definitely tell in the pan too now. It doesn't really look marbleized like the other ones. It kind of like mixed it a little bit more. So it's not like visually as pretty now, but I think it does show up better on the eyes, and it is more of like a brown with a green. So I'm going to wipe that shade off of here, but use that same brush then, and I'm going to use it wetted and go in with Jade, which is the lighter green one above that. And I'm going to put that more on the inner portion of the lid, and that is where we put from Moonspell. Let me look at the shade here. Bonnie on the inner third. Ooh, look at that. I mean, like, can you see the difference? I really think the wet brush is the way to go, my friends. Between yesterday and today, I'm just saying, it's gonna mess up how it like marbleized in the pan. Like, it's not gonna look as pretty in the pan anymore. But I mean, honestly, do I care how it looks in the pan anymore once it's going on my eyes? You know what I mean? Like, I care more what it looks like on my face, on my eyes, than I think I do in the pan. So I feel like it's worth it. Plus, then you don't have to dirty your fingers. Just all around better. This is really pretty. It's very creamy now too. Like, it's very easy to work with and spread around. I feel like you could do almost a cut crease with this without doing concealer, because you can be so precise with this little brush here. All right, and we'll go back with a little more Bloodstone on the outside, just to make sure we didn't lose that kind of browny, darker green color there on the outside. See, and I like having this transition color though, because you can still see that lighter green from the Lunar Beauty going up above. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, and I think just for fun, because it looks so icy and nice, I want to put this Opal Aura color. It looks like a light blue in here on the inner corner. I know. But that brush is too big. We need something smaller. So I'm going to go with this Morphe M508, but I'm going to wet it as well to get, so I want it to be like that intense. I just need something a little tinier, more detail brush to like get in that tiny little corner here. So again, this is Opal Aura. Ooh, see that little, see it right there? Ooh, it's so pretty. That's a nice inner corner shade. Like, yes, it looks blue in the pan, but it is pretty, I think, pretty silver. Maybe you can see the blue a little, but I like it. I like that a lot as an inner corner. Ooh, look at her popping in that inner corner. Maybe it looks a little crazy without the rest of my makeup, but we'll get there. Ooh, I am feeling this look so much more than yesterday's look, and I truly think the wetted brush is the key, you guys. I know it says finger, but I just don't think that's the way to go. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup off camera, and I'll be back to show you the final look. By the way, before I do that, I forgot to tell you too, by using the wet brush and not my finger, not a freaking drop of fallout. None whatsoever. So the whole point of why, you know, I said I didn't have my base on first was because the fallout happened yesterday, but there's literally nothing to wipe away now. So using that wetted brush diminishes the fallout as well. All right, guys, and here is the final look on day 2 of creating a look with the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette. So I really like how this turned out. I definitely think, like I said yesterday, you can make these really elevated glam looks, not only using the setting spray, but also a lash. Can you just appreciate these lashes? Guys, these lashes are in, they're in the style Ivy, and I got this particular brand from Dollar Lash Club is the name of this. I actually do have an affiliate code with them. If you use code KNForeman at checkout at Dollar Lash Club, you will get, I think it's 10% off. I do get a slight commission from those, or you can shop the link. I'll leave it down in the description box. I have that on all of my videos if you're interested in these lashes. I paid $3 for these lashes, guys. So I think they're really high quality for a low price. So if you are new to lashes and you just want to try them out, I think they're great because you're not going to spend like a huge amount of money if you find out that lashes aren't for you, but they are reusable. I've used this pair, oh, I think this is my 4th time wearing them. Well, I don't think. I actually write, you probably see here I have the number 3. I keep track of how many times I use them because you shouldn't use them forever. I think they recommend like 10 uses on these from the Dollar Lash Club, so this is use number 4 for me. But back to the shadow. Can you guys just see that shimmer? I'm going to give you a little bit of light because I am, in fact, inside Avi. So I want you guys to see the full potential of these without me going outside. But wow, these shadows are really nice wetted, guys. I would really recommend if you pick this up, you wet the shadows because it's a whole another level, especially like that inner corner. Oh, it's so nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like you learned something about the Urban Decay palette. Let me know in the comments down below if you think you're gonna pick it up. And let me know what you think of these looks. What do you think? This is probably like too much to like go to work and teach, right? Also, it takes like forever to do looks like this, let me just say. So I really wanted to do a dark green lip, I'm not gonna lie, but I resisted, so maybe another time. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button before you go, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye, guys.